enjoy what I'm doing with metal art because it's like a piece of me that goes into each sculpture. Seeing the smiles on people's faces once that piece of art that they ordered is complete, the love and appreciation I get is exactly why it's important to me. I never worked with metal until 2012. That's when I decided to go back to college and went through the list for all the majors that they had. I was like, oh, welding. For the property that I'm on 14 acres, we needed a pipe fence around the yard to keep the cows in. So I wanted something that was going to be useful, and I didn't know it was going to take me into this metal art thing. The classes I took at ACC were your code welding classes, just every process that they have available for structural welding. Got my associates in code welding, which, MIG, TIG, stick. I have structural background and never took any art metal classes, which is kind of weird for what I'm doing right now. Like I'm making art. It was because of my welding instructor, Thomas Hinkle. This guy right here is the one that got me started with art metal. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be making art metal.
There's a lot of welders and everybody walks around, and this and that and blah, blah. I'm like, just show them. Show them with your work. Whatever trash they're talking about you, or you can't do this, or because you're a woman or whatever. I mean, it's just show them. Show them with your work. And then once she starts dropping dimes, it's like, oh, wait a minute. She knows what she's talking about. And she knows the metallurgy behind it, because that's how solid our program is. The education that they're learning and taking it to a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. You paved the way for all the other sculptors that came behind you. I mean, she helped them. And
well, just welders in general. I mean, yeah. You're structural, you're auto body, you're art metal people. I mean, there's so much that could be learned from the college. Like, it's great to learn from people like him and other instructors that have the knowledge and they want to pass on their legacy to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. This was the result of Tex, and our college president, he liked it so much that he purchased it from Sarah, and I think that's kind of what took it to a whole next level. She ended up winning state first place. She took it to nationals and she got silver. So this was the silver medal for Tex at Skills USA national event. And then she went back the following year because silver wasn't good enough, and she built the tarpon and got gold. She represents our program at Austin Community College like to the T.
So from that point forward, I realized that my structural, yes, it's important for my art that I'm doing, but I can make art from home and work for myself. I have many processes that I use. Of course, I've got MIG, TIG, plasma cutting, oxyfuel cutting, oxyfuel heating, hammering, and cold forming. I went on a trip with my daughter to Baileigh. So being in the ocean with all the sea animals down there, that's where she's like, you need to make me a stingray, Mom. I've done 24 stingrays so far. And I have a lot more stingrays to do, but the beautiful, easiest thing, because I was so in love with the ocean, was my sea turtle, and that was gorgeous, and just the display of that up on the sea kelp. I had a lot of heart and love in that because of that trip I had with my daughter. It was magical. I saw a sea turtle and I was like, I need to make one. The octopus is a big favorite, and it has been a favorite across all social media platforms. That really was supposed to be a lot smaller. I have a tendency to overbuild things, and because I'm like, oh no, it's gonna look magnificent, a lot bigger. So just the textures that I could get with the MIG welding was really nice, and then getting on the bottom and seeing all those Cheerios, they look like the little suction cups, are really, really neat. My Baileigh tools, oh my gosh, those are like my pride and joy. They're things that I have in my shop that are just, everybody asks about when they come in. Oh, what's this? I'm like, well, that's for cold forming, where I don't have to use any heat or any kind of welding to make the forms that I need. These are my pride and joy of my shop, my cold forming things. I have a Beverly shear, which I use for 16 gauge and under for my art metal sculptures. And then I can come over here and get a good leg workout on my shrinker stretcher to create the forms that I need for my sculptures. But it's definitely very efficient in what it does for metal shaping. Rather than having to use heat, you can just use it cold, which is wonderful because the microstructure on steel is a lot better if you just work it cold than hot. And then my planishing hammer, or rabbit hammer, like my neighbor likes to call it because it's so loud. It rattles, and which is fantastic on removing all those wrinkles from your English wheel or from the shrinker stretcher, which is fantastic for your more rounded curves that you have. I really want to spend more time on it, but I need to get my installation done in here because it's a little too loud for my neighbor. But yes, I would love to work with this a lot more than I have been. You know, I've spent maybe about 60 hours on total so far since I've had it. The big boy. This is great. Don't pinch your fingers. Everybody talks about, oh, make sure you don't, roll your fingers in there, and all the great dies that are available on this English wheel, and being able to make the curvatures that you need on the metal without using heat, which is very important. And keeping it clean is very important, but unfortunately with my shop and the humidity, it's, Texas weather. Baileigh Industrial found me on Instagram. And Instagram has been like the biggest marketing tool for me on making my art metal. And so when they saw the pieces of art that I was making, they thought that they could help me in a way to make my life easier by giving me equipment that would make my work faster. And he asked, what equipment do you think would benefit you? And I said, well, I would really like to make my artwork a lot lighter and using thinner metal and like cold forming it. So an English wheel and planishing hammer, those things would be great. So when I received those items, I started a 6-foot tiger shark. And that right there was a lot of skinning of the shark. So having to roll that out and then put it on the buck, which I did a round bar buck and welded it to that. Yeah, that's one of the biggest pieces I've ever did. It is like a massive beast. Baileigh Industrial has had such an impact in the metal shaping industry by showing the products that are available to make it to where anybody can do something in their shop. It doesn't matter how small or how big their shop is, but really giving life to an industry that is important. What I do with art metal, this is very useful for me, and Baileigh Industrial has done incredible things, built a very large empire. I never knew that my father was a metal worker until I started going back to school to learn welding. And I actually have pictures of him when he was welding in the 80s. He's the little guy, and he worked for Aurora Industries in Riverside, California on the Titan program. He was a CNC machinist and a welder and sheet metal worker. And the fun picture of the actual rocket going up where his piece is way at the top. And I really have to give credit to my mom. She has always been my solid, my rock in my life, that anytime I needed any help, she would help me. She also was very encouraging on me with any kind of art. She was always, a mother as she should be, and I love her to pieces. So thank you, Mom. The females in the industry, we are going up against a lot of men. Some are not so nice, but there are a lot of those that are very helpful. And the younger generation coming in, they're ready to work. They would love to go ahead and try their hand at welding. But we really need to get back to the high schools and going in there and talking to the students as a group, bringing forth the industry-related people really helps those students get involved, which the whole Skills USA thing that I did, that's a way where they would connect industry people with the schools in a competition where there were prizes to be won, like an incentive to learn a trade, something that they would be able to use for the rest of their life. This is my tiki that I've been working on for the last 2 months. This is a Hawaiian Southwest mashup for a client. I made the lizard first because I was waiting on the piece of pipe, and the piece of pipe that I have in the back is absolutely massive. It's an 8-inch piece of pipe, and with a wall thickness of 1/4 inch. So it's not exactly light, and I was very happy to cut it in half because that way I can work with it better. And everything you see on here are pop-outs that I've done. I've used round bar, I've used sheet metal, this is like a pipe cap that you would have on top of a gate post that I had cut and tried to make the sun. A lot of this is just all pieced together from sheet metal and scraps pieces that I have, which I have a big old pile of scraps over there that I always go to for, little things that I need to add on to my sculptures. I've got to do some Japanese brown patina. I'm going to be airbrushing some colors on this and finishing out with some silicone bronze details. My legacy will lie with all the art pieces that I'm making and how they're slowly being distributed across the world, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I can't really say where this is gonna head. I mean, here I am right now, and I didn't think I was gonna be here 4 or 5 years ago. I had just one little MIG machine and concrete slab. That's all I had.